So just in case you didn't catch anything we said during our presentation, let me recap it for you.
Input lag in a game
Korea's
like
schools
Street
even has
Fighter
their own thing
or
where
Smash.
alongside traditional school
Bro,
teams,
it's
they're
so
also
big
that in like
So
2015, the LCS
Talk
War,
about how
human
complicated
community
it is.
had
Let me tell you all
over
about
18,000
So which events
watchers.
do you talk
about? The only like 2 games that I know of that talk about actions per minute is StarCraft and Melee. Because the actions per minute. So talk about teams. Talk about 2015, the LCS, League of Legends, had over 18,000 watchers.
This can range from many things, from playing with your friends to playing tournaments online from tens of millions. What
are you doing?
I'm talking about competitive gaming.
Competitive gaming?
Yeah.
I thought we were going to talk about speedrunning, since that's the only part of competitive gaming we haven't talked about. There are tons of video games out in this world. With that, many ways to play each game come naturally. It's almost like sports. People can play them casually. They can get into the big leagues, and others can just go for records. In gaming, casual play is the most applied because of its nature. It's having fun with the game and coasting with the story, and just enjoying the gameplay. There are 2 extremes to non-competitive, which is somewhat competitive. The beauty of speedrunning is how the gamer can take what is usually complained about in-game, such as glitches, and turn them into exploits for their advantage to finish the game as fast as they can. The second is completionist, which is playing the game to 100% by acquiring every achievement, doing every quest and side quest, as well as collecting all collectibles, which can take triple the time of a casual play. Then there's the combination of both speedrun completion. How fast can the player finish the game with every obtainable item and quest done? Those are rare and usually have like a small amount of people trying games. But I do try and have been practicing speedrunning, one of my favorite games of all time. Speedrunning is great when you run out of ways to play the game. I finished Hotline Miami by Devolver Digital about 47 times. My new segmented run, which is timing each level separate, is 47 minutes and 60 seconds. A segmented run is when you don't play the game collectively, but you take each level in time. I prefer doing glitchless because I get to play each level that I love playing, and it feels true to me in a speedrun sense. My best continuous run is 1 hour and 37 minutes, 24 seconds. I don't see myself as a speedrunner, but I do try and have been practicing speedrunning. So now I'm going to be commentating over some of my runs and telling you my thought process and what I was thinking of while I was playing and my preparations before. Alright, so this is my run of the prelude after practicing for a bunch at Chris's house. I got a time of 27 seconds. I used Tony because he does one-hit kills, and that's really good for speedrunning. And I don't use any glitches because this is a glitchless run. So the only trick that I use is the Tony Tumble, which is clicking right before opening a door. Opening a door knocks out the enemy but doesn't kill them. And to advance to the next stage, you have to kill each enemy. So I click right before opening the door so I can kill him in mid-air before he hits the frame of getting knocked out. And then I walk into the urinal. I walk into the washroom and I know one enemy is at the urinal and I just kill him in one click. So here we go. I'm getting prepared. I'm waiting for the timer, and when the timer goes, about now, I start running. I do the Tony Tumble. I click, stage clear. I know there's about 7 hostiles in here. 6 hostiles in here. 1 non-hostile. I bait 2 of them. I know these 2 are coming up, so I click right before. I missed the briefcase by 1 frame, which makes me lose about 3 seconds, or actually about 5 seconds. And the 2 come out of the subway. I know that I hit them both in the briefcase. That doesn't kill them. Then I have to execute, and then I'm done. 27 seconds. Chris does it later in 25 seconds, which makes me do it in 23 seconds. And that is my golden split for that level. Wait. Let me interrupt myself before I keep going on and explain what a golden split is. A golden split is when a speedrunner beats their time on a certain level and it makes the run shorter than before. It is a big achievement in speedrunning. That is actually the time I got in my best segmented run as well. Now here is another level. That was the first level, so it wasn't really that bad, and I'm gonna say the second level right. Again, so I choose Tony on this level because those are their only runs I do. I walk in, I know the dog's there, no 2 are there. The dog is over there. They have 2 guns, so I have to go in here, walk out, get his attention. He doesn't take my attention, so that's a problem. I keep running around the guy, and finally I get to him. This is when I fail a bunch. So I keep throwing the weapon so I can stun him, but I keep missing. So instead I just tried to bait him, and that doesn't work until like my 4th attempt. I go in here, stage clear. This is what sucks. I have to kill these people without getting hit, and as well as avoid the cops and do it as fast as I can. I mess up in the sense of baiting him and he runs away for some reason, because the enemies' attitudes will always change. They're not really programmed that well as NPCs. And I go in here, I get the 4K, and I know that's enough, so I walk out. And that laser, if I got hit by it, I would have lost my whole entire run. So I go in here, I hit the cop, walk in the DeLorean, I am done. And as you can see from my excitement, I did a pretty good job on that time, because it wasn't segmented, it was a continuous one. There are many different ways to play a game. It doesn't need to be a speed run or completion. You can just do a no death run or a no alert run. Can you tell me about your no alert run?
But yeah, so in Metal Gear Solid 3, it is a stealth game in which you have to try to get through the game without being spotted by enemies, and pretty much that's what a no alert run is. And this can be very frustrating because the enemy AI is programmed in a way that if you make a sound, they will hear it and then go investigate, and then they have different programming which makes them kind of team up and stuff. So doing no alert, like I said, was very frustrating. I had to reset a lot of times, you know, and then I think I finally accomplished it on maybe my 8th run of the game, because that way I kind of understood where all the enemies were. I knew how to take care of them without another enemy seeing it, so that way I can kind of manipulate how the AI behaves, and that way it'll make some parts easier, and then, you know, just overall make a faster run. First time I did it on, I believe, hard, because, you know, I was still kind of scared to do it on the harder ones, but then eventually I was like, you know what, screw it, let's go for the hardest one. So pretty much the hardest one is called European Extreme. I don't know why it's called that, but if you get spotted, you will get a game over and have to start over all over from the beginning. So that was a very stressful moment, but you know, I managed to complete it, and I'm pretty satisfied with that.
So me, Chris, Matthew, and Dongsu clearly see gaming as something important in our lives. What do other people think about it?
What do you feel about video games?
They're cool!
Have you ever played video games or do you play video games?
No, not really.
I don't often play video games, but I have indulged in the occasional guilty pleasure violent video game.
Not right now. My mom kind of took my stuff away from me.
I used to play video games a fair bit. I wouldn't say I play them as much now, but I still do, yeah.
Have you ever played with friends?
I have no friends. Pretty sad, bro.
Yeah, I played video games with tons of friends.
I sometimes play Call of Duty with my friends only when I have friends that are interested in video games over to my house, and sometimes my dad and I play Sonic car racing together, and sometimes I play Mario on my Wii or DS, and I also like Animal Crossing on my DS.
Definitely. Games are always better with friends.
Yeah.
Well, most games.
What do you feel about competitive video games? How do you feel about people playing?
I mean, it's a good hobby, it's entertainment, but at the end of the day, personally, all gaming is to me is some fun. I know there's professional gaming avenues, there's commercial gaming avenues. Whatever works for people individually works, but I always find those avenues tend to be short-sighted and really fast to close, and they leave you with no preparation for later on. So it's always been more of a fun thing for me.
I think esports are for huge nerds.
I love it. It's just a nice way to express yourself, just unwind from the day. Just nice entertainment.
It's pretty hyped. I think it's cool. Personally, though, I don't think it's a sport, but
Yeah.
like it's its own class, but it's still impressive nonetheless.
There it is. Gaming. You can have fun with it. It can be a profession. Or you don't really have to care about it because it's not a part of your life. But gaming, even as a pleasure or a job, can also benefit many causes in the world, such as preventing cancer. And that is what AGDQ 2017 did, where they had a bunch of speedrunners play the game on a live stream for about 2 weeks or a week, raising money through donations for Preventing Cancer Foundation. And they accumulated, by the end of the event, $2,200,000. So gaming can benefit a society, or it can just be fun in games. All you need to remember is when you play a video game, just have fun with it, whatever way you play. What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. What a fear in my heart, when your soul's supreme. Snake eater, in my time, there'll be no one else. Crime is the way I fly to you, snake eater. I'm still